as early as next month, women in Australia could be told how many eggs they have left in their ovaries by a simple blood test that could be sold over the counter. The test, nicknamed the egg timer, will cost around £38 and can detect approximately how many eggs are left in a woman's ovaries, as well as the possibility of an early menopause. So, ladies, would you like an egg timer?
Well, actually, I wouldn't mind knowing. You know,
because there's still time for you to pop one out.
Don't even think about it. No,
I reckon that there'll be a little one within the next year.
Do you? Are you having a laugh?
Nah, I'm not having a laugh. I've always thought it, and now you can pop out. It's 38 quid, well spent, Jane McDonald.
The trouble is, it doesn't matter how many eggs you've got. They've been up there a long time. You know, I mean, I'm nearly 31, as you know, and they're just a bit. They're a bit old.
Poached to fry.
I know it is really, isn't it? So that you
more
know.
like scrambled.
Yeah, more like scrambled. Thing is, as well,
Jane,
you know,
if you did get told at this point in your life when you're in love with the man that you've waited all your life for,
I have, yes.
that there is a possibility that you could have a family together, would that make you rethink your position? Because you have closed it down on the grounds that I'm too old.
Yeah, I have.
Well, what if you weren't?
Oh, I say, I don't know. Look, you're getting me all done. Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
Me and Colleen will babysit.
I'd just like to be interested. Yeah, like...
Not Denise, she's not safe.
No. I would like to find out to see if, you know, if there is anything still up there. if you know what I mean, you know. Is it, you know, half a dozen or...
I think that when I went to Amsterdam 9 years ago, I was working on the premise that I didn't have any eggs left, and of course they ended up getting pregnant.
Really?
Yeah, that was Amsterdam.
And how old were you then, Dad?
68.
Would you like to know, though? Would you like to know?
I don't think there's much chance of me getting any more, having any more now. But it would still be quite interesting. But as you say, what I'd like to find out more about this test is as you just said before, it's not how many eggs you've got left. It's the condition of them.
Yeah.
But I think that a test based like this is very, very useful because one of my very good friends, when she was 29, was sort of not hugely maternal, but her and her husband were not taking precautions, and if something happened, then it happened, but it wasn't going to be the end of the world. Fast forward 10 years till she was nearly 40, and she was desperately maternal by this time, and I'd always said to her, as you're not conceiving, why don't you just go and have it checked out? It might just be that you need a little pea shooter up your tubes and sort everything out, and of course she didn't. So by the time she did go to the doctors, it needed more than a pea shooter. And then she did find out, I mean, I know we're sort of being, you know, facetious about this, but obviously it was a very serious thing. And I think that if she could have known that 10 years ago, she could have done something about it much earlier.
I think, for me, the danger of this test is that for somebody who gets it, say they're not in a necessarily in a relationship as yet, but they're hoping, you know, in the future, I want children, blah, blah. They get this test. The test says, you know what, you've only got a year's worth of good eggs left, or 2 years. There's that panic of, I need to go out now and have a baby, and possibly panic into having just meeting anybody.
You can freeze them.
I'm not so sure on the whole egg freezing thing. We've got a doctor coming on, we can ask him that.
Yeah.
But do you not think if as a woman who's desperate to have children and you've been told you've got a window, it gives you an opportunity to do something about that, if that's what you want? I've got a friend who has done exactly that, and she couldn't be happier, and she's a smart woman who's made an informed decision after years and years of deliberation. And she will bring a child into this world and love this child unconditionally, and that's got to be a good thing.
I've equally got a friend who was told that she didn't have a long time left on the egg front, and so panicked, couldn't fall pregnant, went through years of fertility treatment, thousands and thousands of pounds worth. Fast forward a few years down the line, because the fertility treatment obviously didn't work, the IVF and stuff, and has now had a baby naturally. And she spent all this money because she was told she didn't have long left.
I'd love to know.
So there's pros and cons, really. I'd like to know for the menopause.
So there were menopause, so that Tim could get his divorce papers sorted early and get that done. That would be quite nice to know when your menopause was going to come, I think.
Yeah. What are you like?